This is the Nightwolf howling at you, and today we're going to take a look at the Transformers C332. That's a lot of Transformers they made. Return of Convoy, Star Convoy action figure. This was one of those Japanese only releases done way back when. I'm not sure when this originally came out. Might actually have been after Generation 2, to be honest. I don't really recall. I think there was, though, like something called Transformers Line or something where they actually show Star Convoy in it. And it was just like a little, I think it was about a half an hour show, and that was it. With the Age of the Primes coming out and their Titan class version of this, I thought this would be a good time to actually take a look at this figure itself. So we see he comes with a mini Hot Rod. That would have been the Mini-Bot or the Microbot version of Hot Rod. Because I think at the time that these came out, the Microbots were the big thing that were being done in Japan. Turn it sideways, we see that he has a vehicle, base, and robot mode. On the side, we see the same things. On the other side, we see more of the same. On the back, we get some artwork and some instructions kind of showing how this works. It does not appear as if this tells you which battery he takes, but I do know that that's a motorized vehicle mode or tread set. Here we mostly see a bunch of Transformers that I don't recognize at all because they were not released in the United States. And unfortunately, this big-ass piece of labeling here interferes with it. I would rather they had gotten this out of the way and kept this here to see what's all going on there, especially since they like cut off Hot Rod's head. But we do see like the Generation 1 Convoy, or I guess that could still be, no, the gun tells me it's Generation 1. Transforming into this version. Superion back here and the aerial bots are the only thing I recognize aside from that. This looks like another base transform, and I have no idea who that is. And finally, it's upside down. By the way, it sounds like a lot of stuff is actually loose in here. That's never a good sign. But again, we see kind of like a really brief transformation bit there. Let's go ahead and open this sucker up. Oh, these stickers look awful. Look at that. I don't know if that's coming in there clear, but yeah, you can see. You should definitely be able to see that streaking on there. That looks awful. It looks like it's mostly affecting the parts that are silver without any paint over them, so mostly, but not entirely. Ooh. Never mind. Here were a couple of the loose parts.
Cybertron Star Convoy. That's how it is. Role: Commander-in-Chief. Shirikuki Transformation. Huge trailer command base. The new leader of the entire Cybertron army includes the battle stars he fights. Of his supernova energy fights legs, Zodiac. Caterpillar running of his legs. Weapons: Galaxy Bomber, shoulder cannon. Believe it or not, this was the better of the two translations I found.
No, I think this may have been opened once before. Don't take this cut. Now, just to remind you real quick, I mentioned this in one of the toy room videos. This was bought for me by a friend of mine. So it is very possible that at the convention that he got it at, that it was probably a used one. Looks like there's a little launcher inside for a Hot Rod. Okay. I might have to look at the instructions just to figure out how to open up the battery case here. So in an act of stupidity that isn't all that surprising when you get right down to it, when I paused the video to go and grab some batteries, I forgot to start the camera up again, so I did a bunch of the review without actually recording it. So we're starting over from that point. Isn't that going to be fun? But let's go ahead and start with our little hot rod here. This is one of those things where, like, in the age of the primes I mentioned when I was talking about that preview video, I would not have been opposed to them actually improving this design because I don't like the spoilers on the feet, and I saw no reason for them to not fix that kind of an issue. Hell, I would have been fine with it being a little bit of a parts forming thing where the spoiler comes off and goes on his back again. But let's go ahead and try to transform him, which should be easy. We will just flip the head up here. I mean, the arms are already pretty much in place, and then you just flip the legs back. Bada boom. His wheels are all pegged on, by the way, so he rolls really good. And then this little thing from earlier that we saw, he slides right in there. Hopefully you can see it pretty well. And we press the little button here at the end, and he launches out. And that's actually a really strong spring back there, so that's really cool. But now if we go ahead and do that, let's fully close it, see what happens. He bursts out, but, you know, kind of biffs it at the end, so that's not good. There does not really appear to be a spot on Convoy here where this attaches in vehicle mode. I don't even know why this is included. But if we take some of the side equipment here, so we have what would be like the radar dish and another gun. There's a small hole back there you can plug it into. Then we attach the gun to this little plate here and put it in the hole at the top there, like that. So that pretty much sets up our Star Convoy there. So now if we go to transform him, we'll take off the two sets of weapons that we just attached. Move his feet up like that. I wonder if he actually, I wonder if he'll actually move too. Also, just to note, this does come off of there. And it does look like a little device. And of course, you actually have to pull it off there if you want to put the batteries in. So let's just go ahead and do that now. You want... Okay, so it was already on. Jeez. It also only took 3 batteries for it to start moving. I wonder if that would have done it with just 2. We may be doing some experiments before we're done. So I mentioned before, let's try an experiment, shall we? How many batteries? We knew this thing turned on with 3 batteries because I had it turned on, or it was already turned on when I opened it. So here's the question. Will it work with just 2 batteries? Now we do 3. Finally the 4th. So it would appear that the speed does not change with the number of batteries in here either. So that is kind of interesting to note. And it had a forward and reverse, as we saw. That is really loud. And that is not something we're going to get from the Prime one here coming up, I'm sure. All right. So we put the feet up forward. We lift this up. There's a little peg back there to put it into. Spin that around to the front. Turn this sideways. Do that. You'll notice everything is clicking into place really nicely, and there's screws and pins all over the place. Pull his arms down. On the side, we open up his fists like that, which I'm not going to lie, I think the fists look awful. Maybe they could have painted them blue or something, but it's really hollow on the side here. Though, if you do look inside, you can see that, hopefully, maybe, is just the way that it's built. That's actually, you know, the bridge to both sides of that arm. And then drop the chest. Open up that. I wonder. Oddly enough, look at that. Hot Rod's feet are actually separate parts. I didn't realize that earlier. There's a groove between his legs. I'm just kind of... Oh my god. So Hot Rod actually fits inside Prime. So Prime's a giant mech suit in this case, apparently. And then we give him back his weapon. And okay. I mean, I get he can hold that thing like a little dagger, but nothing else attaches to it in that form. Oh, that kind of goes on there, but doesn't really do shit. All right. Let's go ahead and try this out, shall we? Run. Okay. So yeah, he can move in robot mode. Oh boy. I don't think you can really see Hot Rod in there, but there is clear glass there. Oh, and by the way, this is the old way they used to do clear glass on Transformers. It was a separate piece from the rest of the thing, so it was stronger and not just, you know, breakable, fragile, clear plastic for the whole thing and then painted with really bad paint jobs. Just saying. All right, now let's see if we can go ahead and do... Let's go ahead and try doing base mode. In case you're wondering, I am just looking at the box when I do this. Couple car ports. All right, to note here, if you can see it, there's a little peg there. There is, on this side here, a little thing to peg that into. And we take this extra plate that doesn't attach to anything also and vehicle mode and robot mode. And we have this other little plate thingy here that attaches here. Then we've got this little bit here, which had a, oh, forgot. There's a little peg down here too, which should fit Hot Rod's feet again. Where is our on button? Okay. See what happens. That is louder than my treadmill. What I'm not sure about is this, because... and maybe there's other toys that went with this thing, and that's why I can't quite figure it out. But... because if we attach that to there, and then we turn this on again, that spins. But there's nothing to attach it to. So I am thinking that maybe this was part of a line. Again, I don't know much about this set of Transformers, but maybe this was like, would connect to other bases or other items, and that would generate the power for them. I guess you would have needed more of this series of toys to really work with that. But let's try something else out here real quick. I wish they would have painted that silver. I think I might have said that already, though. So the other thing with the way this part is designed here, we can put Hot Rod in the back there. And then he rolls that way. So what I think is supposed to happen So yeah, let's go ahead. Let's turn this way. We'll do that again from the side here. Yep. I mean, it's kind of a cool little thing, but it's also really unnecessary. Because let's be perfectly honest, if it wasn't for the rubber on the tread here, he probably would have gone all the way off of that on his own anyway. And you know what? We did not talk about articulation, so let's do that real quick. Articulation on Hot Rod when he's in vehicle mode or robot mode. His knee bends back. Both knees bend back. He can actually go into a sitting position. That's his articulation there. And his arms just spin around. And the head does nothing. Articulation-wise, on the robot mode of Star Convoy, he has a waist swivel. Head does nothing. Arms spin around. His little shoulder gun spins around. He's got a 90-degree forward and back on his elbow. If you take apart the transformation, he can lift his arm up like that and out. Though he does clock himself in the head. And that's it. I mean, I guess technically his wheels are articulated and lets him run across the table. So, let's put him back into vehicle mode. I'm honestly half wondering if this thing is going to turn, but I doubt it. See how well that works in vehicle mode real quick. Oh. Oh, the gun does actually spin. So that's cool. All right, I'm going to... Let's take a look at the directions and see what we missed. Old ass Transformer directions here. Oh, okay. Hold on. Let's see. Well, no, it does look like this is supposed to fit in here somehow. Backwards, maybe? Upside down? Oh, stupid. Okay, so that's where that goes in vehicle mode. That rack can just fit in that side. Unfortunately. Oh, sweet. Okay. All right, check this out. That's actually a button. So he can launch out of there. Okay, that's cool. All right, I was not expecting that. That's actually a nice bit of extra business there. I'm going to close that up again. So on the plus side, there was, in fact, a place to put that. And aside from that, it looks like we have everything done properly. The only thing that we have no explanation for is what we do with this thing. And again, that's why I'm thinking that there were other toys that went with this one that would connect to this. And maybe that information would have been in there. Because that one gear does fit on here. But we don't have anything in the directions that actually show us it attached to anything else. And then we have the sheet that shows us where all the stickers go, which again, I am not doing that on camera. That would take forever. And I'm not 100% sure I'm going to do it at all, because I hate putting stickers on. But there you go. That is our look at the Star Convoy, the original version that came out. Now, the Power of the Primes line did do a modified version of that Optimus Prime to create a lookalike for Star Convoy, which kind of looks like him in robot mode, but doesn't look like him at all in vehicle mode. But what do you expect? I wasn't really a big fan of that Transformer, to be perfectly honest with you, either. I do have it, but, you know, whatever. But I thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to ram that like button. And if you'd like to subscribe to my channel to see more idiocy, please feel free. Thank you for watching. Peace and love.